you want, either that or that following. Now, you're not going to be here October 2nd.
No.
Okay.
Should be here the next
Are you
meeting.
here
But
on
the
the
next-
9th?
No.
You got 2 meetings.
I can get you an answer on that in a second, Jen. That's a really good question.
So if we have it open for a week, that would go till next Tuesday? Okay.
Is there any
So you wanna
reason to
move
make
it
it
up?
shorter? I mean,
It'll be a
No.
shorter length of time.
Oh,
is
a
there,
week?
is there,
Well, that's what I'm,
that's why I just question is, why not 2 weeks if we've got so long to go?
because October 2nd, Ryan won't be there.
But
Well,
when he's talking about going to the later, to 29th, right, Ryan?
No, I was thinking the next week. I'm just trying to
Oh,
get an
oh,
answer
oh,
to
oh,
Jen's
okay.
question
Okay.
about that 9th.
Are you, yeah,
So would that be the next
because if, we would have a special meeting on the 9th.
special, okay.
And of course, you could still hear the matter on October 16th when you have your regular meeting as an option as well.
I was just going to say, I don't think we need a special meeting.
As long as we don't
No,
vote.
because I'm not gonna be here that
No, we
day.
could look
Yeah,
at it, but not
exactly.
vote.
Yeah, I mean, I just would
That's-
like to be here during the vote, whether that's a
Yeah,
special
yeah.
meeting, but I won't be at a regular meeting until November.
But you also want to be able to see who's
He wants to vote.
put in the application.
Yeah, but I can do
Okay.
all that. I don't want you to slow that down for me. I appreciate your flexibility.
You could do it online.
Yeah, I can get all the stuff and read it
Okay.
and all of that. I could not do it the 9th, I'm sorry.
No.
Unless
I
we
mean,
did
could you do
really
it on a
late
Tuesday
meeting.
or Wednesday? I mean,
Yeah, any other day that week.
just not that day.
Just not that
So
day.
we could
I
schedule
have
one
a
for.
flight that's landing at 7:20 PM in Detroit. I just can't physically get here.
Now, listen, there are priorities. Okay.
Tuesday or Wednesday special meeting?
Well, that's,
sorry?
I don't know that we even need a special meeting. When's our next, we have October 2nd and then
He's not gonna be here that week.
14th, so the 16th, so you have October 16th. You won't be there the 16th either. So you're gonna miss 2 meetings. Okay. But in between that, you will be available.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you're saying, like October 10th or 11th, a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yes.
What's wrong with the last week of September?
We
Well,
have to get the
that's-
applications in to look at them.
Sure. Yes, you may speak.
If we have the applications, we need them in by the Wednesday before the meeting. So if we did it on the 2nd, we'd have to have all the applications in by the 27th, I believe.
In
So
order,
that-
and the reason with the, no, I was just, sorry, touched you.
That's only a week from now.
Well, that's the question. Is a week long enough
To
to
get
be
the
able
word
to
out.
get all the applications out?
Well, and even get the word out that we want 'em.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's,
I never got an application even to send out to people.
It was in
Well-
the email.
I didn't get it.
Because this,
You're running an election.
it's because this process hadn't unfolded yet, so I provided you with the one from prior. I mean, you're making decisions tonight that are gonna be on the application when it's due, things like that, so.
no, I think what she's saying is she didn't even
I
get the
didn't even
email.
get the email.
You did get the email.
My computer.
Thought
yeah.
applications were only for elections.
Yes,
No,
No.
appointments.
No.
well, it's, no, you're,
We have a
well,
separate.
the election is what we determine, you're talking about appointment.
Yeah. I
It's
think that's the
semantics.
distinction that's being made.
Yeah, it's semantics. An election is 2024. What we're looking, no, they have an election. Everyone here has an election in 2024. But these were appointed, right, without a process. That's correct. And so when you say an election, my thought process
2024.
goes into 2024. What we're looking is to fill that poor Joe's
Appointment.
seat by an appointment with this board. So what they're looking at is the time frame for being able to get the application in for the appointment.
You don't need an application for an appointment.
Just walk in and say,
That's
I'm here, I
what-
give my name.
Jennifer did, when you guys started the conversation,
And-
she walked up to the podium and you voted.
Yep, that's, the board can do it both ways. The board can have either a process or no process.
I just thought it would be consistency,
No, I,
you know, you walk in, you appoint, no application 2024 election application,
No, you don't have an application in 2020, well,
when
if,
you're running for,
if you're running for a trustee position. Yes, whoever fills that position must run in 2024.
correct.
Okay.
No,
Yes, they do.
They don't have to run.
they don't have to run, they can
They can
fill it
just be
for a year and then
Be
not
there for a
run.
year.
No, they'll have to run in the election.
Only if they wanna
according
stay
to
as a
election law,
trustee.
If they want to stay as
Yeah.
a
Yes,
trustee.
yeah.
They don't have to take the position.
Okay, let me try it one more time. Whoever takes that position, regardless of whoever it is, they still will have to run an election in 2024. Does that help? Sure. Okay.
If they want.
So
If they want.
now it's an appointment that needs to be made. And the question is, what's the process, if there is a process, to appoint someone to that position? If we don't have a process with it, which frankly we should have had before, but we didn't, but that's,
Can I read the law?
again, the board can do that either way. The law is written in such a way that all it talks about is the board appoints. It
I have
doesn't
the law
talk
in
about
front of me.
any
I can read it.
Process.
Want me to read it?
Everyone has it.
Everybody has it, okay.
So now what we're looking for is whether there's going to be a process, which means applications to be taken for that position, or no process and they'll come and interview. I mean, I'm not sure how that,
You appoint somebody, you can do it however you want.
okay. How do we know who's out there to want to be?
Marie,
That's the question.
I think this is gonna be hard enough to decide with the six of us. Maybe
No, I
we should-
understand, but I want to make sure that the public
I
understands.
think they understand. I
because-
think they'd like us to do one thing or another, which is super fair.
No, so
What
they
you
understand the
proposed is to do
application.
the application process.
But that's something that, again, if that's too cumbersome, because you obviously aren't going to be here the 2nd or the 16th, so it looks as if we're going to have a special meeting, which,
Couldn't
Whatever.
Ryan vote via,
No.
no,
can't.
he has to be there. So if you want to do it by the end of September, you're only talking a week for people to be able to fill out an application, if that's what they're going to do. How will we know who they are?
They would come forward and say.
Okay.
"Hey, I would like to be appointed.
Be appointed.
You
So
would
the,
say no.
so how do you get that word out?
You don't have to. You don't have to. You're on TV right now. Everybody knows two set of rules.
There's not two set.
You had a different set of rules for the two people sitting beside you, and
No.
now you're proposing.
No,
a
there's,
different set.
no. The law, the election law allows for the board to appoint. The board then decides, do they want a process or don't they? So it's not, there's nothing in the law about a process. There's nothing in the law about process.
I understand that,
Okay.
Marie, but what I'm arguing here is that you've got two people sitting right beside you.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to
Nope.
discredit them or anything like that, but there was no process.
There was no
They were
process.
just appointed.
That's correct.
They didn't fill out an application. go
That's
through
correct.
Interviews and all that stuff, and now you're asking other people to go through an interview to cover Joe.
I think because the process is really important. Was this the correct way to do it? In my opinion, no. But it was done that way. So there's nothing that can be done about it. But that's still what our election law states. Sure does.
we do have all the options.
Go ahead, read it.
Except as provided in section blah, blah. If a vacancy occurs in an elected or appointed township office, the vacancy shall be filled by appointment by the township board, and the person appointed shall hold the office one or more. There's nothing specific. You can do it any way you want, anytime you want. So, there's two ways to look at this. Let's correct the way we do it, or we just do it the way we did before and continue on a way that
But
I
there's no-
didn't like either.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
No.
So that's our choices, and there is no law
There's
here
no
that
law
states
for the
what to do.
process.
Process is as we choose. So I make a motion, we decide on a process.
She already made that motion.
Already
Oh, you
that
made that
motion.
motion, okay.
Trying to do.
That's why we're discussing it.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
I think a process is good. I think, Marie, what you've laid out makes sense. It allows us to get information about the people.
Yep.
In the cases of our two folks here, we knew them, they were internal, they knew the position, and that's why we moved forward. Folks may not agree with that, but that is the reasoning behind it. The previous
understand the
time
reasoning.
that happened, we did take applications, we went through a process. And I think that makes sense here where it's, the skill
Well-
set is more widely available than being a treasurer or being a clerk.
Right.
So I think laying that out and allowing the public
No.
some time to put on paper, we can see their resume, we can see, so that helps us make a better informed decision, because we're not gonna know all these people.
No, I think what most are saying is that the process wasn't there initially.
I understand,
And
frankly, I don't care
whether-
what they're saying,
well,
I care
no,
what you're saying, and I
And
agree
I'm
with
saying
you.
it wasn't there, because
Yes,
I firmly
agree
believe
with
in a
you.
process. And that process was not carried out the
But
way
the
that it
first
should
time
have.
it was, the
But
second and
when
third time
Jason
it was.
Armorigi was brought in, that process was set by the board.
Yeah.
And said, we will take applications.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where they're at this point. But we did not take applications for these two positions. So again, the election law allows you, because there is no process that they discuss in election law. All they say is the board appoints. The board makes that determination. So, having said all that, is there any other question?
We always could just have no applications. Whoever would like to, per se, apply for this position, they could get their names to
I
you.
think that's what Jeremy is
And then they
saying.
could come up and just present themselves at whatever meeting.
I think that's,
If you don't want to do that.
And a resume would be a
And
very
that's
nice thing.
certainly-
If they want to get it elected, bring me a resume so I can read it. If you don't even bother, then I'm not going to vote for you. That's our choice, right? It's pretty simple. Let's just open it and say, we're open for this week. Bring your name and whatever you want in.
is, if
Simple.
that, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, let's do
As
that.
long as you have the resume, and as
No,
long
no, you
as-
don't even have to have a resume. You get to vote on the person. If I don't bring a resume, you're not going to vote for me, I hope. So you don't have to demand a resume. Just apply. We recommend you bring a resume. Leave it at that. What's
So
the
do
difference?
you want them to apply, you want them to,
We have to have a
Well-
name. We have to have a name
that's-
sometime.
No, what you're saying is just the name with no resume.
no, she wants a
Just
resume.
somebody.
I would like a
I
resume.
thought I said that, and you said no. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Yes.
resume is preferred. There you go.
Yes.
I'm gonna put a motion out. You
Yeah.
all can disagree if this isn't where
I
we wanna
think
go.
Sherry already did.
You got
put
a motion on
I,
that.
in fact,
But the motion is just to decide a process.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean, that's what
making a
we're doing.
process right now. So make a motion that's clear,
Thank you.
For the process.
please.
Yes, and open to feedback. I would make
Okay.
a motion that we create an application process starting tomorrow through Wednesday, October 4th. Individuals could submit an application collected here by staff, provided to all board members, and then
No.
hold a special meeting on the 11th, Wednesday, the 11th, at 6:00 PM to make a decision, where we would also allow those folks to speak if they so choose.
no, but, hey,
Well, that's
you
my
made the
motion.
motion.
It's
I
okay if
second
you
it.
don't know.
Are you serious?
She
Okay.
seconded it.
I'm just looking and going, are you serious? Because, did you hear what he said? But that's okay, you seconded it, so now we take a vote.
Marie, can I,
No, you discussed
Let's discuss
Marie.
it again.
Yes.
Discuss it.
I thought what I was saying was in line with what you were thinking, so I'm happy
No.
to take feedback.
What you said was what was in the email. That is exactly what you said, that was in the email that was sent to me from staff. And for me, that's the discussion that the six of us are supposed to have, not staff.
I'm sorry, I didn't see an email from staff.
Okay.
I'm asking you like what I presented that isn't in line with, I thought I was in line with what you were thinking.
No, you're not.
What's different?
No, what is different is what we talked about, and what Sherry had talked about was that you would not have an application. Someone would come, we would have the name.
Yeah, I
They would have the
understand. I
resume.
thought you were saying you did want applications.
She doesn't
That-
want staff to have them.
I don't, that's,
Oh, okay.
if you're gonna have an application process, what we're talking about here, the majority of you were agreeing that you didn't want to have applications.
No, I wasn't agreeing to that,
Okay.
to be clear. I was agreeing
Okay.
with you, Marie.
Well, I didn't say.
We want the applications to come to the board.
Do you want an application or just a resume?
Well,
Well,
that's,
a resume is a part of the application, right? Yeah, you can apply and don't write anything, just send your name in, and that's what, good luck, vote on that,
I think it
right?
makes it harder for us to know, to discern.
Yeah, an application
feels more equal if everyone has equal access.
I agree.
It is semantics. What do you guys want to
It's
do?
semantics.
Well, sorry, Marie, I wasn't saying that to go against you. I thought we were in line. If we're not,
No,
that's okay.
we're not.
That's my motion. It sounds like
That's-
Sherry and I are in
I,
alignment.
yeah, I think I agree with
I'm
that
sure
completely. It's, they're bringing it to us as a board to vote on them. And if they say, I'm me, that's your application.
Yep, yeah.
And,
Oh, a verbal one?
no,
just-
right,
on
they
paper.
send, they gotta bring our name in.
Jennifer, she did this. You missed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you missed my, you know, I could
Right.
stand, I'll
Okay.
just give you my name.
So you
You're
want
not
a
gonna vote for
resume?
me.
Oh,
I would like a resume.
Okay.
I won't vote for you if you don't bring one, thank you.
But what about an application?
Well, yeah, they have to put their name on a piece of paper to say that they're,
No, an application, you
like
fill
the
it out.
actual.
oh, a
2
official
pages.
one.
Or do you, I say a resume is fine, but
Semantics, we
No, it's
want
not semantics. An application actually is a
specific form,
form
a
that
specific
somebody
form.
fills out in addition to the resume. And I think what's trying to be stated, to make it as simple as possible, is that, if I'm understanding what you're saying, is that you would want them with a resume, a name would be given, a resume is brought, they come in and talk, we look at the resume. Is that not right or not?
Can we get an audience input?
There's a flashing hand out there.
So could we move to voting then?
For what?
what's the
For the
motion?
motion that I made and Sherry seconded. We can't vote on that?
No, you can vote on it.
Okay, I'm sorry, you shook your head no when I said, can
No,
we move
because
to vote?
I don't agree with what you
It's
said, but
okay,
that's
vote
okay.
no.
I will, and I always do.
What was
Repeat your,
motion?
repeat your,
Yeah, the motion was to set an application process that would open today, close on Wednesday, the 4th. We would hold a special meeting on Wednesday, the 11th at 6:00 PM, where folks could choose to speak to us who had applied, and we would make a decision at that date.
using an application form or not? And clarify that for me.
I did use the word application thinking of form,
Okay.
but I don't disagree with you, Sherry, that if people don't put a resume as part of that form, to me, they're less likely to.
Okay, but do we want to have a specific application form?
We do have
That's the part
We
where
do
I'm
have
vague.
one, and I guess I was assuming using the one we've used in the
Okay,
past,
that's
but
where my
Okay,
vagary
that has
was.
to be
Okay,
changed.
That's
We
a
can
fair
Okay,
phrase. So
okay.
you're using the current application we
Okay.
have in process.
okay, I second that motion, now that I understand it.
May I just, one clarification?
Yes.
The application that was sent to all of you had, as you mentioned, former Clerk McQueen. In
gotta be
order
updated.
to make it conducive for the board, we could change that to Clerk Butler Challenger. She can collect them and she can transport them to the board.
Yeah,
No.
I would say that
No.
that makes
What?
sense. The clerk is the official intaker of correspondence, but that, in the motion, it says the clerk will provide that to all board members and to you.
Correct.
Yes, it should, but hey, whatever you want.
Well, it's not
If
whatever I
that-
want. I'm
well,
just
sure it is.
proposing that, Marie.
Okay,
If you don't
then-
like it, vote no.
I will,
Great.
because I don't agree with
I
that.
understand. It's your right to not agree.
Yes, it is, and everybody else, that's
Do we,
okay.
did
That's
you
okay.
include where these go to?
Well, the application we currently has, it says it.
That's the amendment I was just
Goes to the
making.
clerk,
That
okay.
would go to clerk, and the clerk
Gotcha.
should absolutely,
I didn't
must
see the form.
absolutely send to all of us and to Karen, so everybody has the same
Gotcha.
information.
Okay,
Because all that will have to get redacted from the superintendent's office
Yeah, someone
anyways.
inside has to do the redacting and
Yes.
check to make sure that they're a registered voter, all the
Yes.
eligibility. The last thing we want is someone
'Cause the
forwarded
clerk
to the
has to
board
check
that
all
we can't
that.
even select.
Correct. Okay, because they have to be a registered voter,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
the clerk has to start. That's where it starts.
We're gonna start checking for that now?
We do all the time.
Oh,
Yes, we do. The signature is always checked. Would you read it
No,
back?
she doesn't have access to that. No, she doesn't have election law access to that stuff.
At home I do, but go ahead. Everybody has it. There isn't anybody who doesn't.
File at home.
How does she?
Just look it up. that's, anyway, read it back so that we
read it?
understand.
Because
So
I don't
everybody's
have
gonna
it down
understand
exactly
what's
the
being,
Yeah, I mean, I don't really get over here either, Brenda. So the motion is to create an application process using our current application, updated for new staff members as appropriate, that would be sent starting tomorrow through October 4th, 5:00 PM, to the clerk, who must send that information out to all people on the board and staff for the official processing. And then we would hold a special meeting on Wednesday, October 11th at 6:00 PM, where these folks could be invited to speak should they so choose, and we would make a decision at that time.
got all that?
Quick,
Getting
right,
there.
Thought I'd double check.
it's on the recording, yeah.
Now,
I
is that-
second that motion.
Great, we're on the same page now.
So is October 11th, is that a special meeting or is that a regular?
Yes.
At 6 o'clock, and I believe it's a
I think it's a
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep.
October 11th is Wednesday.
That's what I thought, that's why I wondered.
6 o'clock?
Yeah.
You better check your
Okay,
schedule.
yeah, I know, I
Yeah.
haven't, you told me.
We could hold it on the dock at Meyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good,
Let's go to the lake.
I'm good.
Is that gonna work for you, Al? I don't mean to exclude you.
Yeah, I guess. I'll just have to,
Well,
Quick meeting.
I got no
have you
plan.
read it
Short
again
and
to
quick.
make sure everybody understands?
Yeah, she was okay.
I call for the
Yeah,
question.
she did, she
Who's
seconded it.
Okay,
Ms. Howe?
no,
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yep.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes,
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes.
here's another painful one.
Marie, could I ask one more question?
Is it on this topic?
Yep.
Go right ahead.
Karen, will your staff then do some sort of like outreach, social media, all the things that you normally do to make sure the word's getting out?
Yes, we will.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I also need to ask a question, as long as we're doing it. Suppose I come in with 5 or 6 applications. Is that gonna be an issue for you? Okay, got it.
Why would it? You can do anything you want. And we can have 100.
Okay,
Madam
next one.
Supervisor, Did you mean at the meeting and not having district, you just
No,
mean?
I just mean
By
if somebody
October 4th.
comes up and says to me, here's my application.
I think, so long as
Then-
it's going to the clerk as the motion, just, I think all of that would be fine. You can have 5 or 12 or however many
Yep,
wonderful
so we'll know
souls.
exactly how many come in.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Can we put a lie detector test on?
Now, under items for action, we're looking at meeting schedule. I'm sorry, I don't, no attachments, so I don't understand. what that-
My point in this is that I have a time in October when I will be out of the office, the 12th through the 27th. It is my understanding that there are some other conflicts on the board. In an effort to be able to provide you with the budget and the explanation of the budget and conduct our business, I am asking if you would like to alter your meeting schedule by canceling potentially the one that's occurring on the 16th, but then replacing it with another time and date. And possibly, because we just talked about the 11th, maybe it works on the 11th. So we would have a meeting on October 2nd?
2 and 11, and then skip
Skipping
longer
till
break.
November.
Correct.
I like that idea.
I'm sure you do.
Does that
So does
still-
everybody else. No, I would prefer, if we could do that, to be able to meet, I know you're going to be gone, between the 12th and 27th. So is there a time either before or after?
Well, that's what she said, the 11th.
Now, you've got the 16th that you're not going to be here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that would, you got a calendar in front of you?
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
The 9th is on the following Monday. We have one on October 2nd, and then we could have one on October 9th.
Okay.
And then
Ryan
we're going to
won't be
have one
here for
on
that budget.
October 11th?
Or we're having
No.
the one
Well,
on
no, he
October
just- He just
11th.
said the 2nd and the 12th, not,
Wait,
The
we're
9th
supposed to
you
be
should be there?
2 and 19.
No.
okay.
Depending on how long the meeting goes, I could get here from the airport, but it would not be at 6 or 5.
Well, what's the 16th then?
That's-
It's our regular
she's not
meeting.
here. It's our
Right.
regular
And I'm
board
not
meeting.
here.
Yeah, but you're not going to be here because it'll be the 12th.
So you couldn't ask her questions about the budget, so.
Well,
Oh, we're on to the next thing now.
Well, you've got the October, what you're looking at is your board for, you have to have, well, no, what they're talking about is the budget.
What if we left the budget out of the
For
meeting?
vacation. The superintendent's
Yeah, for the
vacation.
second
The
regular
staff is not
meeting.
going to be here on the 12th through the 27th of October. Pardon? Oh,
What if we left the budget out of the meeting and had like around you were here, you're gone the 16th. What if we had it the 17th, leave the budget out and just move along with the
Does the
other stuff?
17th work?
Does that work?
It doesn't work for you either, right?
The 17th?
Yeah.
If we don't do the budget.
Right.
We don't do the budget, though, that we could get
But
other
even
stuff.
the regular business, she's saying she wouldn't be here for us.
Right, I know you.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah,
If you
that would-
just want to
well, can
eliminate
the
the budget,
deputy
that's
fill
fine.
in with that?
No, she didn't
Okay.
create the budget, so
Okay.
So the 11th? We already have a meeting set for the 11th
you're a meeting on the 11th.
We're meeting on the 11th anyway.
at 6 o'clock. So should we
Yes.
just
Do a whole meeting?
our
and then-
special meeting at 6 and then do?
At 5?
It's,
You mean 5?
well, no, he said 6 o'clock is our special meeting.
So we could do
Oh.
5 PM for the
Yes,
budget.
special meeting,
I put it in the
6
motion, Sherry, thinking I was being helpful.
What if we did a regular 5 o'clock on the 11th and then skip an extra week going forward
So you
when
would
you're back?
cancel, you would cancel the 16th.
16th
Yeah,
and put it on the 11th.
yeah. Move the 16th to the 11th. And then
We
the
wouldn't have
next
one
one
until
would be
November.
the
Not
30th.
until-
The 30th.
No,
No, there's no regular meeting, unless you
No.
wanted to schedule one.
November 6th would be our next one.
November 6th would be.
Well, we
your-
were supposed to do,
2 weeks, only 2 board meetings a month. We got an extra
So
week.
we'll do the
okay, we
second,
had
and we'll do
extra,
the
yeah, gotcha,
11th.
Gotcha, okay. Yeah,
And then not till the 6th.
The
unless
11th
that's
on
a
what
problem
day?
with the budget.
It's a Wednesday.
It's that
It's on a
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
How are your Wednesdays, Al?
Yeah.
Well, we already just forced them to take
Casino.
some time out for the last one.
Well, I was going to say the 6 PM is the one.
So that meeting on the 11th, we would have, do the budget too?
A 5 PM and a 6 PM.
Okay.
So it would not be a special meeting then?
Yeah.
Well, it's still a special meeting.
Still
No,
a
I'm
special.
sorry,
Oh.
to replace trustee Bensy.
Because it was supposed to be at 6 o'clock
On the 11th.
for a special meeting to elect, to appoint.
I was going to
Clarify
say,
something?
would you tell them you could do that? Go ahead.
If we are canceling a regularly scheduled meeting, which you have the right to do, anything that you replace it with is a special meeting. So if you set a meeting for October the 11th at whatever time works for all of you, you can cover whatever topics you're agreeing to at that time.
Thank you.
Hopefully that's helpful. You don't, so
Very
then you don't have to have multiple meetings, it's all just
Just
one
one.
special.
Okay.
Okay.
So under that, it would start at 6 PM then.
But not 5 for the budget.
Well, you'd have 5 for the budget,
Only if we,
if that's what you wanted to do. But the 6 o'clock would be the one that you.
The regular meeting, the regular special meeting.
Well, more regular.
You put whatever it is, so you don't have an agenda like we've had. You have the budget and you have the election. or
What I
the
think Lizzie
appointment.
was saying is that it'd just be one, right? It
One-
doesn't make sense to
one
have a
special election
special and then
'cause it's
another
at a different
special. It
time.
would be one long special starting at 5,
Correct.
budget,
Rules.
replacing, rules, right? All the things Sherry wants to talk
Rules, we
about.
gotta do them.
And then regular order of business in a special meeting, so like one special meeting.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that.
So long
That
as
sounds
we're all
reasonable.
on the same page about what is to be covered, that will work just fine. And certainly you could continue talking about that on October 2nd when you meet to confirm, because staff would be putting together materials that same week for the following week.
But you won't be here.
Not on that one, no, but I can correspond with staff.
Oh, I'm sure that'll work. But just so I know you're not going to be.
So are we still looking at 6 or 5 now?
At second, 5 o'clock on the 2nd and 5 o'clock on the 11th, if I understand it right? Guys?
Yes, 5 o'clock.
That's what I
is fine.
understand
On
as
the
well.
second, I was going to say,
Yeah,
but you
the
won't
11th.
be. So
That's
what are we
okay.
going to do on
2
the
and
second?
11.
Well, budget.
Budget.
Oh, okay. You don't mind.
I mean, it's not
Okay.
fair for me to mind. That's my choice not to be here, so I don't need to ask you to change around.
That's
me.
not like voting on,
So on October 2nd, you have a 5 PM budget.
Yep.
Okay. And October 2nd is a board meeting,
Yes.
6 PM.
okay?
Yep.
And you won't be here. Trustee Bliss will not be here. Well, we still have a quorum, so
Yep.
when you, no, well, not necessarily, well. I
Geez,
guess
if
as long as you have
we're
three
missing
going,
anybody
go
else,
four.
we're.
That's why I'm saying you can't miss anybody else, so don't be sick.
For the second.
Don't
We all
do
have to
that.
be here.
We'll have to go home and find you. We'll go on Park Lake and drag you out, is what we'll do.
You
So,
could technically miss one more person.
Yeah.
not if you want a
If you're
quorum.
Oh,
gone.
you need 4.
You need four.
You need
But if
four.
this one
1,
isn't
2,
here,
3, 4.
four. That's,
Marie, could I put this in motion form then?
oh,
Yeah.
do
Do it.
whatever.
Okay.
So I move that we cancel our regularly scheduled and special board meeting scheduled on Monday, October 16th, and replace them with a single special meeting on Wednesday, October 11th, starting at 5, where we will cover the budget, we will cover the replacing of the vacancy of the trustee, and all other business as normal.
Perfect. Second.
Let's get this over with.
She beat me this time.
Jennifer?
Let's get this going.
Did we want to include the budget in that
He did.
motion? If he's
Yeah,
not
he did.
there?
He did
You
say
wanna do
budget,
that? Okay.
yeah.
5 o'clock.
They said the 5 PM.
Or anything else needed.
That
Yeah.
whole meeting is just a special.
Other duties as assigned.
Madam Supervisor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing to
I'm
apologize.
just shaking my head. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to inform y'all, I'm in trial on the 11th, so it may not be me here, but I will ensure that somebody who is
Somebody
capable
will
and up
be
to
here.
speed will be here for you.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Ms. Howe?
We're looking for the dates, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Just make, I'm sure,
2 and 11.
okay. For the special meeting and for the regular. Yes.
Okay.
That's crazy. Okay, another painful process. You've done the meeting schedule, you're looking at a closed session?
No,
Oh,
we can,
we got-
we can forego that, and I'll put that on the next agenda.
Okay. So anything that's not your superintendent report, same thing?
I will waive that for
Okay,
Public statements?
public statement.
no, hang on, I know, I'm just making sure that this is the next.
Okay.
Meeting next. Okay, public comments, public statements, 2. Hang on, Nancy's there before you.
Go Nancy.
Every time.
Hey, ladies before gentlemen.
There you go.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for approving our activities for the senior center. I'm so thankful. Given that, are we set to proceed with Euchre on Thursday this week or next week? I think so. No?
I don't know how long it would take for them to get that. I'll
Let me speak with staff. I think with maybe with your help, and how things will return to how it was before, I think we can probably make it happen this week.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
I'll let my people know. Also, how about our bingo? Can we start that up?
That may take us a week.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
let me know. Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work on that.
Thank you, Nancy.
You too?
Dana Conley on Chandler Road. We have a popcorn machine somewhere, and it's in the basement, and we have tried to get it back, and we have not been successful. So is there any way we can get our popcorn machine back in the center? I will speak to Sarah. Thank you.
Is there a time frame on that?
gotta make sure it works.
We can use it for movies and popcorn, and we like it we use it a lot.
Okay, so we're looking at the time frame of next week? What's today, Monday?
Yeah, so we gotta make sure it works.
So hang on one second, Rick. So the time frame we're looking at for the popcorn machine would be,
Probably not this week, we have to buy supplies, clean it,
Make sure it actually
make sure it
functions.
works still.
all right, so you're looking at next week.
Well, we can
The-
clean it if we get it over there, I mean, you know.
I was gonna say, the cleaning part's not a big deal.
Finding it.
Okay,
It isn't, they don't clean it.
so we'll look at 1 week from today? Okay, got it. Thank you.
They got one.
You didn't start my clock yet. Okay.
No, she didn't, because I said, hang on.
Tell me when.
When? She's still writing.
No, start talking.
Okay. So, it seems like there's two sets of rules here. One set for certain individuals and one set for other individuals. And it's really getting old. I mean, first of all, Cheryl made a motion that Marie gets her office back. I heard it. I listened to it twice on the YouTube video. Somebody doctored the minutes. I don't know why you allowed that to happen, Brenda. That's not like you. But somebody doctored the minutes so that she wouldn't get her office back necessarily. She would get an office back. That's not right. That's just not right. I don't know why you guys are fighting this. She's been exonerated by the courts. And yes, Ryan stated to her the other day that he didn't do anything to cause this problem, this $20,000 problem. But that's not true. We've all seen the email. He was, according to his email, he was advised by our attorney to have her file a police report. Now, last week, our attorney said publicly that she or board members cannot advise or try to get them to not file an attorney. They shouldn't take a stance not to talk with the police about that. You guys shouldn't take a stance on that either way. But Ryan stated a couple of times in that email that he was advising April to do that. There's no way that you are not culpable for the $20,000 that Marie spent. Indirectly, more directly, it would be to April, because she filed a false police report. There was no evidence to prove that she had assaulted someone. Jennifer says that you were assaulted. I don't know. I want to FOIA that, and Ryan mentioned a file, and he motioned with his hands that really thick stack of files of Marie slapping people. I'd like to FOIA that as well, but I don't even know what to ask for. So can you help me out with that, Brenda?
You just gotta fill out the form and ask exactly what you want on the FOIA request form.
Okay, can you help me so that you understand what it is I'm asking for?
Yep.
Okay, I'm sure, I trust that you will.
Rick, it went off.
Did it go off?
It went off.
God, I'm getting old, I can't even hear.
No, I'm sitting right next to her. It's pretty quiet.
Jeremy Tolliver, Clinton Street, Bath. Most of mine pertains to senior center. I'm assuming you want 5 days a week food, and right now you have 3, or you just want 3?
Well, that'll be decided in the budget process for 2024. We would like 5 days
So,
a week.
how many employees are actually in the
How
senior
many
center?
employees are at the senior center?
That are paid,
In the kitchen?
yes, paid people.
4?
Okay. One thing I was thinking about, is it possible to eliminate one and take on 2 or 3 volunteers that would just rotate in those positions, and now it's not a budget problem anymore. You
You have to be
eliminate,
food safety certified.
that's not
But
hard to
that's
do.
not hard
That's
to do.
not hard
That's
to do.
not hard to do, but would that be a solution?
I like that idea. We do have many people who love to volunteer and love to cook at the senior center, and so I don't think that would be a problem. It would be more of an issue for us of looking at the budget detail
Right.
and how Karen has that laid out for the senior center for 5 days in 2024. I haven't seen the budget details, so I don't know how she's got that playing out.
And I don't know what that does. The budget was brought up, I think, by Ryan, which was completely understandable, but I think that would help alleviate that budget issue. Would you agree, Ryan?
Perhaps, I'm not.
Perhaps,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
Okay.
opposed to that
So
personally.
that's why I'm bringing this up right now, okay? As far as, the 5 days a week, I think that would be awesome. I think the gambling thing, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on that. I know that,
The
I know.
State Gambling Commission allows for an exemption for bingo at senior
Oh,
centers.
I'm not arguing
And
any
you
of that.
can win a total of up to $250 in a bingo jackpot at a senior center with an exemption from the state.
No, I'm not arguing any of that. All I know is that it's important for the senior center to be open 5 days a week, food or not. I had a loved one have their husband pass, and she had nothing, and she lived for this person. She lived, slept, and breathed for this person, got his clothes ready, gave him his medication, you know, and she went completely downhill.
Yeah, that's why the senior
And-
center
All right,
is
hang
so
on,
important.
Judy.
So,
No,
So-
Jeremy, just keep talking to the
what I'm
board.
trying to say is she
That's-
went right, I mean, to the point to where I think she was about to go herself. And then miraculously, she found this group of people, of widows, and she got with them, and they started doing activities, you know, card games, and it totally brought her back to life. Okay, and she's doing fantastic now. So essentially what I'm saying is that any hardship that you guys put on this senior center, you're technically killing people. You really truly are. So it needs to be taken very seriously.
Thank you. That's our 3-minute rule.
All right, well, that's my 3-minute rule.
I
I did
appreciate
have more to
that.
say, but
Yep,
we'll leave it at that.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else? John, you're sitting there, nothing? You don't have a word to say? Okay. Is there anybody else that has anything to do with public comments? If not, we are now going beyond the point. Board rules you want to hold, or board comments you want to hold up until
Yeah.
next? No, we don't. After 9 o'clock, we have to take a vote. It's always after 9.
That was only action items, I thought.
Pardon?
I thought it was only for action items.
No, it's not. It's for anything that we do.
I thought it was just for action items. You couldn't go on to
I'd
another
like to
action
do board
items.
comment if people are open to it.
Are you good? Well?
I'm open.
It's okay if you're not.
I am.
No,
Go.
there's,
I just wanted a chance to rebut what was publicly said about me. I have never said anything negative about older people. I don't know where that keeps coming from. I don't know where that rumor is coming from. The only creepy older person I find is Rick Curtis himself. I find him to be incredibly offensive, and then for him to come up here and lie to you to say
wait a
that.
minute, you can't make personal.
I can't, actually.
No, you
There's
can't.
no board rule saying I can't do that.
You want a bed?
Yes.
It says that you can't do negatives
Where?
like that. I've seen it written
Where?
before. Try Robert's rules, I don't care if our board rules say it.
I
That's-
disagree
okay.
with you.
So you can say are you gonna write negatives? Is that the point?
She can write whatever she wants to write. My point is
Which-
saying, I did not say anything
No.
like that. Rick is
Okay.
lying about me.
Okay.
Secondarily, I had never, ever, ever advised any township employee to file any police report. There is zero evidence of that. There is zero proof of that. That is not what happened. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. People
Okay.
can yell, Marie, from the audience as much as they want. That doesn't make it true.
That's,
Thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
you are more than welcome.
Anybody who wants a copy of it, I'll be happy to give it.
Hang on, you're not supposed to be speaking out. Is there anything else that anyone has to say? Board comments? Shoot. No. Nope.
I just want to send my condolences out to trustee Benzie's family and
Yeah.
friends. He was a great asset to the community and to the boards and that he was on.
Definite condolences to the family. There's absolutely no question about that. No one should have to go through what they're going through right now. It's pretty tough.
I will just miss Mr. Benzie's support.
Sherry?
And I want to say sorry to you, Jennifer. That had to be really hard to go through tonight. And I'm truly sorry for you, too.
Thanks.
Been there.
Okay,
I move the meeting be adjourned.
thank
Second?
you. Second. Roll call?
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Ms. Howe?
Yes.